Welcome to Touch Technology Review. Today we're going to be checking out the Weeylite Ninja 200 compact LED mono light that you could use for your YouTube videos, or if you're working on more complex video productions, be they corporate videos, or even if you're an indie filmmaker, you could consider this for a single light setup or even multiple light setup. One of the great things about this light, and it's becoming very common now with most LED lights, is you get access to an app that allows you to control all of the functionality of the light source at the convenience of your fingertips on your app. It also comes with a remote control if you'd rather do it that way. If you purchase multiple units, whether it's the Ninja 200, 300 or 400, any product in their range, you could group them in different channels and groups and get access to control multiple lights at once. So if you are setting up a nice home studio or professional studio of any kind, you can get access to all of your lighting at the touch of your fingertips. So that's a really nice feature. Beyond that, in terms of product quality itself, it's composed of a durable metal frame. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of the space gray MacBook Pro in terms of finish. So a really high quality finish. You get handles on the side which are very easy to maneuver in multiple positions, all the way up to a 90-degree facing the ceiling view, horizontal view, and down at around 70%. So quite a full amount of rotation there to allow for flexible lighting positions. And you can also swivel it left and right. So very easy to maneuver and lock into place. In terms of the features at the back, you get control of the light. It's dimmable all the way from 0 up to 100, and it has a color range of 2800 to 8500 Kelvin. So that means you can get warm light and also cool light anywhere in between that range to get the right type of lighting for your particular video production. In addition to this, it has a power output of 60 watts, 5800 lumens. So it's quite a bright light source at its full capacity for such a compact light unit. It comes in at around $200. It has all of the features and specs that I would expect at that price. The quality is great. It does include a built-in fan, which of course is important to keep the light nice and cool, but you can probably hear it right now in my microphone, which is positioned right in front here. So if you're using this light source at close proximity, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with a little bit of fan noise. You have 3 different options from low, medium to high, but even on the lowest setting, you can still hear that fan grinding away when you have it close to a microphone. Certainly if you're using it at even greater distances, and if you've got a decent microphone that can reject noise from the sides and the back, it's not really going to be an issue. But just keep in mind that the fan is certainly louder than I would have expected on a light of this size. If I compare it to the Godox 60W, which I'm filming with right now, it's a comparable mono light. It's a little bit larger as a light, but the fan is about half the loudness. So in comparison to that, it certainly is louder. Almost sounds like a desktop PC fan. All that being said, it's still a great light. It does emit a very powerful light source at 60 watts. You're going to have a lot of flexibility in how you use it. It comes with a reflector. So when you put the reflector on, it's going to diffuse some of the light and give you a much more usable light. But a reflector can only diffuse so much. So as it is, it's still a rather contrasty light source. And we'll move on to a sample of what that looks like shortly. So what you can actually do is use the provided Bowens Mount, which comes with the light, and you can put a softbox, a Bowens Mount softbox, or as you can see in the front here, there's a hole for an umbrella, and you can mount an umbrella to it, and you can then open the umbrella up and bounce into it. So for a very cost-effective price, of anywhere from, I don't know, $10 to $15 on eBay or Amazon, you could get some kind of umbrella set up, mount that on top of the light source, and you can have a very diffuse reflected light that could provide a nice soft lighting for a face-to-camera video such as the one that you're looking at now. We're going to move to the Weeylite very shortly, but before we do, I'm just going to show you the other accessories that come in the package. There is a compact handle, because this light is actually designed with portability in mind. So not only can it be used on a light stand like this, but you could carry it around with you. And if you purchase the additional battery pack option, You can put a battery on the side here, and it could be a fully portable walk around light. So if you're doing real estate tours, any walkthrough type of video where you need compact light source, this is a great idea for you as well. As I mentioned earlier, there is a remote control that comes with it, or you could choose to use the app, which you can download for free on iPhone and Android. And you also get this compact carry bag, which is ideal for those of you shooting out in the field where you really need to protect your product. So a really good offering coming in at around $200 US, high quality product, lots of features, all the accessories you would need. And if you want to go portable, you can get the battery pack to give you that extended flexibility. Okay, so we have the Weeylite Ninja 200 set up on a light stand over there. I would say it's about 1.5 meters away, and I am pointing into a wide umbrella for this first sample to see what it looks like. And it's comparable to the setup that I had with my Godox mono light. I haven't got it turned on yet, so this is the lighting, the ambient lighting of the room. I've got the app open up here. I'm about to hit the power button and we'll take a look at the lighting. So first of all, we are at full capacity of 100 and we're at the lowest 2500K setting. So it's probably a little bit too warm for my liking, so I'm going to use the slider and we're going to shift the balance of the light to a more cold tone, if you like. We'll go from the warmth to around 5500K, which is daylight. So if I was going to be matching the Godox lighting, 5500 is what that one was set to. This should be very comparable to that opening scene, and this is probably how I would shoot most of my videos. If you want an even cooler light, you can go all the way up to the 8500K. That's a very blue, cool light, which obviously looks a little bit too cool. So let's bring it back to that midpoint, around 5500, and that should be perfect. As I mentioned, there is power control as well from 0 to 100. Let's drop that back a little bit to say 50. And that's obviously a little bit too dim right now, but that'll just give you an idea of the flexibility you have in moving that light source up and down. And now for the final test, we have the same lighting position. This time I've turned the mono light around and I've taken off the umbrella, so the light source is pointing directly at me using only the reflector, which will give us a more contrasty light source. So it's going to be much more intense and bright if I go to the full setting. Obviously that's way too bright. Let's bring that back to around the 46% mark. And that's going to provide much more contrast on my face. You can see that we've got it to the top left over there of the camera, and it's really pointing downwards at about 45 degrees, kind of, you could say, Rembrandt lighting to some extent, and that's going to provide a lot more contrast if you're after that type of look. So when you use just the reflector, you get the benefit of having a much higher output of lighting, and you also get more contrast if that's the desired effect. Certainly for most of us shooting a YouTube video or face to camera of any kind, this is often a little bit too contrasty and bright. This could be more useful when you're setting it up against a backdrop on a wall and you're wanting this powerful burst of light that kind of emanates from the center and diffuses out, using the reflector to do that. For face to camera lighting, as I said, it's a desired effect for some people, but others might prefer to use either a softbox or an umbrella, as I was using earlier, for a more diffuse, soft look. Next up, we're going to take a look at some of the built-in effects. Now, this is great for filmmakers. If you're looking to simulate various effects in your productions, you can tap on the scene mode, and we can start off with a flash effect, and you can change the duration of that flash from slow to normal to fast. There's a fireworks effect, burst, blink, flame, filming, TV, welder, curve 1, curve 2, curve 3, curve 4. These are all different fade in and fade out effects that you could go for. CTC footage, alarm. Now obviously you could put a red gel in front of this light and you could really have an effective red light alarm effect, or a blue gel, any color you like. Movie effect, rainbow, bar. That's a very subtle shimmering effect there. Birthday, obviously that's some kind of candle effect. Fairy tale. So that's alternating between the blue and the warm light flashing in and out at a very fast pace. And again, you can change the speed of that. Slow it down a little bit. Make it really slow. And finally, grassland. So lots of different fun effects to play with, and this certainly, beyond being used for fun, could actually be practical for those of you working on some kind of indie film production. All available on this Weeylite Ninja 200 compact LED mono light, coming in at around the $200 US price point. So overall, quite a well-featured, high-quality product that you can get for around $200 US. And if you are wanting to pick one up, I'll leave a link to where you can get it in the description box below. If you've got any questions for me whatsoever, feel free to put them in the comments box below. If you enjoyed the video, hit me up with a like and consider subscribing to the channel. See you on the next one. Bye for now.